We're in Charlotte, North Carolina with Debbie Wasserman Schultz, chair of the Democratic National Committee, and a big night last night. Obviously, the Democrats have taken back control of the message. Michelle Obama, Deval Patrick, your thoughts on what transpired last night? Yeah, Julian Castro, amazing.
Last night was an incredible night, and an opportunity for us to make the case which the First Lady and Julian Castro, the mayor of San Antonio, as well as so many others, did effectively by saying, you know, we need to move forward. We can't go backward. We can't go back to the failed policies of the past that nearly crashed our economy, got us into the worst economic crisis we've seen since the Great Depression. We need to think about making sure that we invest in education, that we invest in health care, that we think about our future, and that we ask everyone to pay their fair share and have everybody get a fair shot and everybody play by the same set of rules, and then if you work hard and play by those rules, that you can have a chance to be successful.
It just seemed to me that the connection with people who make $45,000, $55,000 a year was so evident in Michelle Obama's speeches last night with Deval Patrick, who came from a very, very difficult background, in comparison to Mitt Romney, who was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, and this whole concept of, you know, being on a different tier. That seemed to be quite evident last night.
Well, no, I think the First Lady's point was that it doesn't matter whether you come from very little or whether you come from much. It's important that we not slam the door behind us when we succeed. And it's not about having the kind of country that we want America to be. Is not about personal success exclusively. It's about making sure that everybody has a chance to be successful and that everyone has a chance to live the American dream if they work hard and play by the rules, that they should have the right to get a good education and be healthy and make sure that we don't have an economic policy that focuses only on millionaires and billionaires and making sure that they can do really well, and the trickle-down economics that we know has been tried and failed, and that, you know, we hope that when you try it, maybe some crumbs will drop down on the rest of us. That's the Romney-Ryan way. We want to make sure we continue to move forward with President Obama and focus on the middle class and working families.
As you know, we have 4 Florida stations, a couple in Tampa. We talked to the mayor, and one of the things that was evident after he spoke to the Republican convention, you know, one of the things that he was talking about is the fact that, you know, the current governor basically took 30,000 jobs by stopping the transportation project, the rail line. This is something that a lot of the voters, I would guess in Florida, would be looking at in terms of who will be able to get jobs. And again, this is the president. President Obama wanted this project. You know,
high-speed rail.
High-speed rail, exactly. And the Republicans stopped it. This seems to be, it would be an issue because everybody was talking about jobs. Your thoughts about this, and not only that particular project, but projects in general that I think fit the president's overall arching theme of innovation, education, and infrastructure.
Well, that's been really the MO of the Republican extremists in Congress, as well as in Florida, led by our Governor Rick Scott. They have engaged in my way or the highway politics, no one more so than Rick Scott, who basically turned down $2 billion that we could have used to implement and put in high-speed rail in Florida that for our tourism-based economy could have made sure that folks who come in to visit from all over the world to Disney World actually in a very short period of time can get down to South Florida too and go to Sawgrass Mills in my district, the second biggest tourist attraction in Florida. And you know, the short-sightedness and the cutting off your nose to spite your face that the Republicans have engaged in is harmful to our economic progress. And you know, it's unbelievable to me that the Republicans, whether it's Rick Scott, whether it's the Tea Party extremists in Congress, in the House of Representatives and the Senate, this is a party that has allowed themselves to be taken over by the Tea Party, and as a result, they only care about one job, Barack Obama's. And they've made that very clear. Mitt Romney, on the night he won the Florida primary, said to his supporters, you have to remember what this election is really about. And I thought he'd say, getting the economy turned around, creating jobs, protecting our nation from those who do us harm. Instead, he said, you have to remember what this election is really about, defeating Barack Obama. So spare me if I don't believe him when he said in his speech last week that he was rooting for President Obama to succeed. There's no evidence to support those words. It's more than words that matter. You have to back up those words with actions and deeds, and President Obama has consistently done that for the middle class and working families.
One final question. Your thoughts here about how people in Florida and in swing state America will look at a place where we have made tremendous gains, and I say we as the country. I mean, Republicans want to play a game of August, 1st August, or whatever the case may be. But the fact is that there were 700,000 jobs being lost in January of 2009, and we're nowhere close to that now. We're gaining jobs, and every month there's been more job growth. It would seem to me that at some point in time, the lies just have to sort of go away from the Republican Party and make it clear that it has been a much different case. When they left in 2009, it was a disaster. Some 4 million jobs just in the last quarter. Your thoughts?
Well, President Obama tomorrow night in his acceptance speech at our convention will have an honest conversation with the American people, unlike last week with the Republicans, about where we've been. When he took office, the economy under President Bush had just lost in the previous 6 months 3.5 million jobs. We were hemorrhaging 750,000 jobs a month when he took office, and now, thanks to his policies, thanks to putting a tourniquet on that bleeding, we were able to begin to get things turned around. And we've got a long way to go, but we've got to keep moving our economy forward. We've got to make sure that we focus on investments that allow us to out-educate and out-innovate and out-compete the rest of the world, and not increase taxes on the middle class and working families to pay for budget-busting tax breaks for millionaires and billionaires. I mean, the two paths and the two visions that are in front of voters over the next 62 days couldn't be more clear. The choice couldn't be more clear. And that's the case we'll continue to make throughout this convention and throughout the next 2 months until Election Day.
Thank you so much. Great to see you.
Thank you, Jeff. Good to see you, too.
Take care. Thanks again.
You're welcome.